In this video, we're going to learn how to convert between degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius. And if you look at the top of the screen, we have this equation that's going to help us be able to do these conversions. So let's jump into example 1, which says convert 50 degrees Celsius into degrees Fahrenheit. So I always start by rewriting the equation that I'm using. So I'm just going to start by doing that. So we have F equals 9/5 times C plus 32. And F is degrees Fahrenheit and C is degrees Celsius. So because we want to convert 50 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, we are going to replace the C in our equation with 50 degrees Celsius. So we're going to replace C with 50, and then we're just going to simplify to figure out what that is in degrees Fahrenheit. So now what we want to do first is multiply out this 9/5 times 50. So remember, when you're multiplying a fraction by a whole number, you want to change the whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. And now I'm going to cross reduce. So I'm going to divide 5 and 50 by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 50 divided by 5 is 10. And now when I multiply straight across, 9 times 10 is 90. And we have a 1 on the bottom, so we just get 90. Plus 32. And 90 plus 32 is going to give us 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So we get that 50 degrees Celsius is equal to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's go over one more example where we're converting degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. And for this one, I encourage you guys to pause the video and try it on your own, and then you can watch me work through it to make sure you've solved it correctly. So we want to convert negative 15 degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit. So again, let's start by writing our equation. And again, we're given degrees Celsius, so we want to replace C in our equation with negative 15. So we're going to have 9/5 times negative 15 plus 32. And now we need to multiply 9/5 by negative 15. So we're going to keep 9/5 as it is, change negative 15 to negative 15 over 1. And now let's cross reduce. So I'm going to divide 5 and 15, or 5 and negative 15 by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. And now we want to multiply straight across. On the top we get negative 27, and on the bottom we get 1, so that's just negative 27. So we have negative 27 plus 32, and negative 27 plus 32 is the same as 32 minus 27, so we get 5 degrees Fahrenheit for our answer. Now let's go through two examples where we're given degrees Fahrenheit and we have to find degrees Celsius. So for example 3, it says convert 77 degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius. So these are a little bit trickier using the equation that we have because our equation that we have is already solved for degrees Fahrenheit. But this time we're given degrees Fahrenheit, so we're going to have to manipulate the equation a little bit more. So we're going to start by rewriting our equation. And this time we are given degrees Fahrenheit, so we want to replace the F in our equation with 77. So we have 77 is equal to 9/5 times C plus 32. And we're trying to isolate C. So first we want to subtract 32 from both sides of our equation. 77 minus 32 is going to give us 45 on the left. And on the right, we're left with 9/5 C. And now we have to get rid of this 9/5 that's being multiplied by C. So to do that, we need to divide both sides of our equation by 9/5. So we have 45 divided by 9/5 on the left, and on the right, anything divided by itself is 1, so we're left with 1C, which is just C. And now over here, we'll do this division. So I'm just going to swap the order of the equation, so I'm going to say C is equal to, and remember when we're dividing fractions, we want to keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the first number as it is. I'm just going to put it over 1 to turn it into a fraction. We're going to change division to multiplication, and we are going to flip the second fraction. So we're just going to multiply the first number by the reciprocal of the second. And now let's do some cross reducing. So we can divide 45 and 9 by 9. 45 divided by 9 is 5. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And 5 over 1 times 5 over 1 just gives us 25. So we get that 77 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to 25 degrees Celsius. We're going to go through one more example, and I encourage you guys to try this one on your own before you watch me go through it. So again, we are given degrees Fahrenheit, so we're given 40 or negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and we want to find that in Celsius. So we're going to start by rewriting our equation. And we want to replace F with negative 40. So we have negative 40 equals 9/5 C plus 32. We're trying to isolate C, so we're going to subtract 32 from both sides of our equation. Negative 40 minus 32 is going to give us negative 72. This is equal to 9/5 C. And now to get the C by itself, we need to divide both sides of our equation by 9/5. On the left, we have negative 72 divided by 9/5. And on the right, we're left with 1C, which is just the same as C. We're going to go over here to do this division. So we're going to say C is equal to, we want to write negative 72 as negative 72 over 1, and multiply this by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So multiply by 5/9, and we can cross reduce. We can divide negative 72 and 9 by 9. Negative 72 divided by 9 is negative 8. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And negative 8 over 1 times 5 over 1 gives us negative 40 degrees Celsius as our answer. So we get that negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to negative 40 degrees Celsius. So hopefully this video helped you guys understand how to convert between degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius. If you want some more practice with problems similar to these, check out the link in our description for a free practice worksheet.